And I've been talking with my microphone off. Thank you, Delta, for pointing that one out. So, third time lucky. Let's start again as we just get Garud starting his out lap, starting his flying lap. Let's get some... I haven't done this for a while, so do bear with me. So he starts his flying lap going around turns 1, 2 and 3, which come in short, sharp corners. Very easy to invalidate a lap on the outside there, and also very easy to invalidate your lap on the outside here if you do take too much. Outside curb, and the inside will throw you off into that barrier as well. So very well done there by Garud as he heads down Casino straight into turn 5, and then turn 6 is where Schumacher had that coming together into the back of another car. I can't remember who it was actually, but he ran into the back of another car. I think it might have been Bruno Senna. So up to where the old Singapore sling was, very wide there. Does keep it in the track limit. So this is where the old Singapore sling was, which they reprofiled into a chicane. Very hard, heavy braking zone there into the hairpin, and he heads up there. Mr. Woot is on full wet tyres, but yeah, he's not going to be on those full wets for too long. Stein is on an outlap. He's coming round up to the old Singapore sling. Who's the other car behind? There's a white one, and I'm assuming that is going to be NRL Kachow. We have Viet on a flying lap as he goes around turns 1, 2 and 3. Garud is just about to finish his flying lap as he comes around the last corner. That curb there can throw you off as well. So he sets the fastest lap so far with a 1:35.690, which is pretty quick considering in time trial earlier on when I was doing some practice. I didn't know if I was going to be racing or commentating tonight. I was doing 1:38, and that was a struggle to get into the 38s as well. So he is a lot faster, and he has... I've asked for some predictions from the Discord today, and he has predicted himself a victory because his car, apparently, his words, goes vroom vroom and very fast. So other drivers who are currently on hot laps are Exotic, Mark of Kenya, who's literally just started one. Domily comes around the final couple of corners. He's got to avoid this inside curb here because it will throw you off. Stays in 6th gear, rounds the final corner and goes fastest with a 1:34.706. So about a second, 9 tenths. Yeah, 9 tenths quicker than what Garud could come up with. We have a yellow flag, and that looks like a slow-moving Red Bull, possibly. PhD Vengeance is on a flying lap as well as he comes up to the old Singapore sling. Stuart Little has done himself a personal best sector, but it is his first lap, so you can't really think he wouldn't go personal best there. Viet is coming around the last corner. What has he got in the bag? Has he got anything? He goes second, and he is marginally quicker than what Garud could have done, and he does a 1:35.671. Exotic is coming round into the last sector. Under the bridge, this left-hander under the bridge is pretty evil. You've really got to watch. There's going to be lots of DNFs coming today with drivers getting lots of understeer, braking late or too late, and then unfortunately taking that a bit squirrely on the exit of that corner there from Exotic. Keeps it on the straight and narrow, goes around the last corner in 6th, runs out of ERS at the line and goes 5th with a 36.295. He did lose quite a bit of time there. NRL Kachow does a 35.685. PhD Vengeance went to 10th and a bit slower than what Domi Lee could do, so PhD Vengeance is a 1:34.893. Marco Kenya's just stuck in a 1:35.508. So I had some more predictions come in, which was Mr. Woot has lost his prediction. He said Mark of Kenya would do a quali lap in the last 5 minutes. He hasn't. He's gone straight out and done a quali lap. Honesy is on a flying lap as he comes round into and under the bridge. Pad player, very fast pad player. Yellow flag in sector 2, but I think it's just a slow-moving car to get out of the way. So Honesy is coming around the last corner. Drops it down to 5th. The first driver I've seen go into 5th and then 6th. And he goes fastest, 5 tenths faster, half a second faster than what Domi Lee could do, so 1:34.273. Yurdi, form of his life right now in the Red Bull, and he is coming into the very tight, twisty part of the track before he heads up to where the old Singapore sling was. So Yurdi in his Red Bull. Only driver on a flying lap right now. Yellow flag sector 2, but I believe that is just a slow moving car to get out of the way. Avoid this curb at all costs. Well, for me anyway, I was spinning quite madly there. But yeah, no, he navigates that quite well. And he is heading down towards the right-hander. And what's he going to do? Is he going to slam the brakes on? He keeps it nice, and it's very easy to invalidate there if you do keep off that over that white line for too long. Very easy to spin the car out here. These curbs are not your friend. And he heads into and under the bridge again. Nicely done there. Feathering that throttle as he manages to put full power down in between that short, sharp straight. And he's got a car up ahead. Hopefully he won't cause too much dirty air as he comes round the corner. Drops into 5th. Don't run wide there, you will invalidate your lap, and he sets a 1:36.168. A few drivers on flying laps. We have Stein, we have NRL Ben, just started. Dace has just started his lap as well as he heads up. End of the second sector. 1:02 was his first 2 sector times, so he's still got a few more cars left, a few more corners left to go. And he is American, and he is driving the American Haas car, or American/Russian car. Mr. Woot is... oh, it's very squirrely out of there, so I believe it might be a glitch, might have been a bit of lack of internet connection there. And he heads round. McLaren's, you got 1-2 last week as he heads round. I've already been pre-warned that he might be 2 seconds off the pace, but he's not. He's only a second so far. So both McLarens running line astern with each other in P5 and P6. 35.221 for Toss, 35.485 for Stuart Little as Stein goes second fastest at 1:34.401. NRL Ben still hasn't set a time just yet. I've got fresh softs on. Cali Rob is in the Aston Martin on an outlap. So let's watch NRL Ben come around the last couple of corners. Yellow flag sector 2, but I believe that is just a slow moving Red Bull, it looked like. So NRL Ben comes around the last couple of corners. Haven't seen many accidents just yet, so or any DNFs, so that's a good start for the first 12 minutes of qualifying. NRL Ben goes 9th fastest with a 1:35.655. Let's have a look at the intervals between where the fastest and the slowest drivers are just now. Cali Rob, only driver who hasn't set a lap time just yet. He's currently in sector 1. He's got a car up ahead. He could possibly use some of the slipstream from that, so that'd be quite good for him. And the Alpine gets out of the way for him. A few drivers on flying laps. Stein is not. He's 4 seconds down. Dommy Lee is currently faster, should I say. He is just under a 10th up on his best time. He's going to try and filter in to get some of the slipstream there. And he's got a Williams just ahead of him as well. So currently in P3 is Dommy Lee. 4 tenths he's got to find somewhere along the line. We're going to find out soon if he can find any more time and go maybe climb maybe a spot or 2 further up the grid. So Marina Bay Circuit, as I said before, is a 23-turn race. Kevin Magnussen does hold the in real life race lap record. And he rounds the final corner and he goes faster, 3 tenths faster, but it doesn't move him up. He is 2 thousandths off of Stein's best lap. So Dommy Lee has more time to find if he wants to go any higher up the grid. Currently on the second row, just behind where Honesy would be. So we currently have Ferrari, we have Ferrari, AlphaTauri, Alpine, Mercedes, Aston Martin. Cali Rob ended up going 5th fastest, just under 7 tenths off the fastest time, and he's invalidated this in lap. So Dace is in the pits, Toss is in the pits, Stuart Little is on a flying lap, and he's just marginally down on where his best lap. So he's not down. He still could find some time. Maybe he lost a bit of time in the middle sector on his previous lap, so he could still find some time. Let's see what this second sector time is like as he rounds the hairpin and goes up the straight. We do get another stab at what the very wide there. Very lucky not to hit the barrier. and he didn't lose too much time there. He is marginally up on his previous best Sector 2 time, but overall down on his fastest lap. So he's still got to find 1800 somewhere over the course of this lap. Mark of Kenya is in the Williams as he rounds the last couple of corners. Let's see if he can improve. He's got to find 1.235 seconds from somewhere to get up on Holmesy, or at least maybe a couple of tenths. He goes 7 tenths faster, which pushes him up to P6. Stuart Little didn't improve and he abandons his lap and goes into the pits. It's a very long lap time here, so you've got to really time your laps with the timer on the clock. You probably need at least 3.5 minutes to leave the pit lane to get out and get back round to be able to set a lap time. So let's go through some predictions as we are currently watching drivers set times. Let's ride on board with some I think I just saw a bit of rain there, or was that just me? Maybe it was just the screen playing silly buggers with me. But PHG Vengeance comes. That's a good camera angle for that chicane there. Obviously, it was the old Singapore sling, but drivers ended up just straight lining it, so they did reprofile it to make it more of a chicane. So, let's read some predictions. So, predictions from Mr. Woot is Holmesy, Calirob and Stein on the podium. Tost, Kachow and Mr. Woot DNF. Domi to crash on the final corner of any lap. Yerdy into the top 10. And Marco Kenya does a quali lap in the last 5 minutes. Well, he's already done that. So, Stein has predicted a Kachow spin on lap 6. Makes it to lap 6 apparently. Stuart Little has predicted 5 finishes. Dace has predicted a Haas 1-2. And Giroud, whatever his name is in the Ferrari, has predicted a win. He is sure he is going to win this race. We're going to have some rain, I believe. I'm just going to find out where the rain is. Let's go with Toss the Caber's predictions. He has gone for a McLaren 1-2 and Kachow to score 0 points. So, we're going to have a wet race, a dry qualifying. It's going to be a wet start of the race for 50 minutes and then it's going to dry up, and a 70% chance of rain for the start. So it looks like we're going to have a wet start for 15 minutes. So tyre strategy is not massively important for qualifying today. We're going to be having a few wet, obviously, tyres. Yeah, get my words out there. So Giroud is on a flying lap and he is invalidated. Exotics in the pits. Yerdy is on a flying lap. He is 6.5 tenths. No, he's not, because he's only just started the lap. He's not 6.5 tenths up. So as he rounds this corner, we're going to get a sector split in just a second at the end of the Casino Straight. He's got his DRS open, the drag reduction system. He's already done his lap and he went 6 tenths faster. But he's a tenth up on this lap as well, so he might be doing a second stab. He hasn't got much ERS to play around with, so we'll keep an eye on his lap times. He is the only one on a valid flying lap just yet, but he is using, as I said before, this is going to take a stab at a second flying lap, so he's using used softs. Normally drivers in the top 10 would have to start on their soft tyres, but because it's going to be a wet start, they can choose any tyre they like. However, a wet tyre will be the preference for a wet race, obviously. Could be intermediates, could be full wets. We will see when we get onto the grid. Last time Singapore had a wet start, in real life anyway, was a few years ago. And yeah, we know how that happened. Max Verstappen, Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel all sandwiched together at turn 1 and caused a huge accident. Lewis Hamilton ended up winning the race. So Yerdy comes round the corner, under the bridge. He's got a little bit of ERS. He is still using some of it. Let's see if he completes the lap. He does look like he is still going flat out. No, he is coming round. Let's see what he's got. He was 10th and a bit up earlier, but he goes 1.5 seconds slower. So outlaps wise, Fiat is just starting his first lap. Giroud ended up going 7 tenths up on his best time, so that would put him around about P7, maybe P6 if he can